And now, words of wisdom with Adam Carriker.
If cockroaches can survive atomic bombs and chemical warfare, then what the heck is in a can of Raid?
A fine question. Welcome back to Fourth and Pain, the only pro wrestling show to be hosted by the NFL player and the weight loss champion, Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker on my left.
Holla!
Weight loss champion, former wrestling announcer Chuck Carroll here. Be sure to follow the show on Twitter at Fourth and Pain. Adam is on the tweeters at Adam Carriker94 and me as well at the Chuck Carroll. London Fletcher is on the hotline with us. By goodness gracious, he's also on the Twitters. Fletcher59, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, London?
Yeah, you got it right.
There you go. London, welcome to the show, man. Appreciate you taking time during your off season to join us.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, first question for you. How are things going? Very excited you're coming back for season 16. How's your off season been treating you?
Going well. Just rehabbing now from the surgeries I've had. Just getting in there every day, getting after that. It's been a different process for me, having never gone through surgeries before. So, it's something that I got to get used to and learn the patience of the process as far as rehab goes.
Now, believe it or not, he's played, this will be his 16th year. He just had two surgeries, first two surgeries he's ever had in his life. Did you know that?
No, that's pretty remarkable.
Now, here's my question. These being your first two surgeries ever, what were they like for you? Because for an individual such as myself, they're pretty much horrific, and I wake up puking out of the anesthesia. How have these surgeries treated you so far?
Well, the first surgery, I was very anxious. In other words, very nervous. Never having had a surgery, wasn't excited about being put to sleep. So I was nervous about that. So once I woke up, I was happy to know that the first surgery was over with. I did experience the nausea that you mentioned. It's probably about, mine happened maybe about 3 or 4 hours after surgery, and the guy, the nurse came in and was like, we're going to give you something for your stomach for nausea just in case and things like that. So I'm just, initially I was like, oh, I'm okay, I'm feeling fine. And it just seems like, probably about an hour, 45 minutes later, it just came out of nowhere. Just all of a sudden was puking all over the place.
Mm.
I remember my first surgery, and my biggest fear, I heard the story of this lady. She woke up in the middle of surgery, but she couldn't open her eyes. She couldn't talk. She had no way of communicating to the doctors that she was awake. So she felt everything that was going on, but she had no way of letting them know. That was my biggest fear. What was your biggest fear or apprehension going into your surgery other than being knocked out?
Not waking up.
The same one as I had. Okay, that makes sense.
I was fearful of not waking up. I was like, I don't know about this anesthesia. It was the second surgery went well. I was a little bit more calm because haven't had experience the other one. Not too much prior to that. So the second time I was a little bit more calm and relaxed.
Well, I remember having my surgeries. Shoot, I had to have 4 in the span of a year and a half, 2 years to lose all this weight.
I didn't know it was 4. I thought it was just like one big
Oh, you
major.
have the one big surgery, but beforehand they had to put in what they call an IVC filter
Oh.
to prevent blood clots. A few
Okay.
days later, I had the gastric bypass. Year after that, developed a hernia, had to have that operated on, and then I had that IVC filter taken back out. So that was like 4 surgeries in 2
Well,
years.
because I remember you made the comment to me, I'm all surgeryed out. And I'm like, you just had one surgery. What's the big deal? Now it makes a lot more sense
Oh,
to
I
me.
am
There
surgeryed
you
out.
go.
I'm
All right.
surgeryed out.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
discovered I have another hernia. So we're
Oh,
going
I'm
for
sorry
number
to hear
5
that.
here
Well,
shortly.
maybe you can get a soft tissue myofascial release from somebody.
That's okay, you dirty individual. We're speaking with London Fletcher, talking surgeries here on Fourth and Pain. And London, before your decision to come back for the 16th season, I assume that you knew that choosing to do so, you would have to have these surgeries in order to play, correct?
Yeah, that was part of the process. I just after the season last year, I was kind of had some injuries I dealt with. With my elbow and then also my ankle, and I knew if I was going to continue to play, I was going to have to get those things operated on. Wasn't too excited about it. Tried to see if I can, maybe things would calm down with some time passing and things like that, getting away from the season. But that wasn't things weren't getting any better, so had to opt to go the surgical route.
All right, so you make that decision, but talk about what actually led your decision. What were the driving factors, the motivating factors for you to return for this 2013 season?
Well, I still feel like I got a lot of football left in me. Still playing at a high level. Feel like we're on the verge of doing some big things here, and I wanted to be a part of it. So, that was really the deciding factor.
And now you've had the, I guess, esteemed pleasure of rehabbing with Adam Carriker every day at Redskins Park. Tell me, how much of a pain in the butt is he for you?
Oh boy.
I would not consider it pleasure.
Oh man. Hey, at least you didn't come up short with his response there.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's that?
At least you didn't come up short with your response there.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I won't talk about the little baby feet you got over there.
Hey man, I can still dunk though. Well, eventually I'll be able to. You'll never be able to. So.
Yeah.
London Fletcher here.
Love you, man.
Wow. London Fletcher on 4th and Pain, going back and forth with Adam Carriker. And so, London, you're coming back. 21 of 22 starters, as a matter of fact, will be returning for the Redskins next season, the reigning division champions. And other than the salary cap penalty, things are looking up and up for the Burgundy and Gold, right?
Yeah, I think it's good to have some continuity. Having guys back, and also getting Adam back on the field. Him and Brian. Those are two starters that we missed. For good 12, 14 games of the season. Not having those guys, that really hurt us. So getting those guys back on the field and in their roles, being able to stop the run and also rush the passer is going to be key for us. But and then the other guys, I feel like we also have to play better football this year. You're either getting worse or you're getting better. So that's how we have to approach it.
Those are the nicest things he's ever said about me. Now, what if he had been like, no, we're not on the up. I think we're going to suck this year. This is going to be terrible, Chuck. Now, what if he had responded like that?
I would have buried the interview and never run it because I wouldn't want the headlines to just get out.
It was a nice little softball question you asked him. Do we have a couple of wrestling
We
questions
do.
to throw
I mean,
his way
London,
now?
you know this. Adam is a huge wrestling fan. This is a half pro wrestling show. So you, who actually won the WWE title 1 week last season, got a chance to hang it around your waist at Redskins Park. Maybe we didn't get a chance to ask you this. Who among your teammates, other than Adam, would be the prototypical pro wrestler? Who do you think has the best opportunity after they're done playing to step inside the squared circle?
Oh man, I would say probably maybe either Chris Neal or Baker.
Everyone says Baker.
Swaggy Baker.
Chris Baker.
Well,
I think Chris is actually pretty athletic. Believe it or not, Chris Baker. So I think either one of those guys would probably be good wrestler. And then you think about Neal, he kind of has that look with the bald head and the beard look. So one of those two guys.
Now, what makes you say Baker? Everyone that we ask that question always says Baker, and I firmly agree. Now, I know why I would agree, but what makes you say Baker?
Well, he's a character. He has he's athletic. He's a big guy, big strong guy, but he's funny looking. So I mean, you got a bunch of different things.
Funny looking.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your coach and then pro wrestling. Now, who does Mike Shanahan most remind you of, professional wrestling speaking? Which professional wrestler is Mike Shanahan?
Oh boy, loaded question, not a softball.
You got to be careful now with this one, London.
I haven't watched wrestling in so long. I don't know. One of you guys will have to help me out with that. I don't know.
Well, how about this?
I would defer to you all. I would defer to Adam. What do you think, Adam?
Oh, you gonna put
He's
the tough question
put you
on
the
me?
spot.
Oh,
I love it.
Man.
Yeah, I love
exactly.
it.
Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
You know what? Here's how I'm going to handle that question. I'm going to ask you to come up with... I don't want to answer that question either. All right, let's move on to the next question. What would your wrestling gimmick be if London Fletcher was to be a professional wrestler?
Oh, man. I would actually play a villain, because
Ooh, I like it.
my football persona is that of a good guy, but in wrestling I would be that of a bad guy, just sneak attack guys from behind. Just my signature move obviously would be some type of rush and sickle, linebacker type of move, tackle move. That would be my signature move.
Man, I like it. A big old heel turn from London Fletcher. Nobody would see that coming.
Now, London Fletcher on game day, I mean, he is ferocious. He is out there. So I could actually, to me, it's not too much of a shock because if you carry that into the wrestling world, that could be perceived as a little bit dark, maybe a little bit of a heel turn. But that's just how he approaches football.
Yeah, but
I could see that a little bit.
This is a philanthropic individual we're speaking with, a good God-fearing Christian. And now here he is. He's going to come out there and he's going to decapitate somebody with a big old linebacking spear. You know, I love it. The heel turn.
I think the spear would be a great move for him. We got time for one last question. And the last question always goes to our guest on the show. So you can ask me anything you want, Fletch. And I know you probably got something in mind. So fire away.
All right, Adam. I got one question for you. If you had one wish, would you wish for bigger feet?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? My response to that is simple. My response is no, because small feet equals quick feet. And they're size 12, by the way. They're not that small, just small for my size. But I have quick feet, my friend. I got quick feet.
Size 12 I've ever seen.
Oh, man. It's quick feet, my friend. Quick feet, my friend.
Small feet also equals something else. I'm just saying.
Small shoes. Small shoes, right?
London Fletcher, greatly appreciate your time. Best of luck as you continue to rehab. Look forward to seeing you out on the field this season.
All right, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it, Fletch. Thanks, man. Long distance high five.
Right.
Give him a follow on Twitter at LFletcher59. This is Fourth and Pain. We'll be right back.